Alright everyone, it's time to talk about tabloids and conspiracy theories. No, I'm not talking about like the Weekly World News or the Inquirer, I'm talking about the Guardian over in the UK. They had an article the other day, I said, really funny. Alt-right tactics are here now in Europe. Oh no, everybody be totally fucking terrified. This boogeyman that we've conjured over on the other side of the pond has metastasized just like Russian influence has. Be very afraid, Mom and Pop, UK. Things are changing and change is scary. It's being driven by KGB agents and Nazis. You do realize that's basically the larger goal of the propagandist news media right now, right? We're undergoing a cultural paradigm shift that has enveloped the entire world. They want to blame that on groups that people generally wouldn't want to associate with. KGB sort of Russian spies that want to destroy your nation because, you know, they're still secretly commie imperialists. We're not imperialistic at all here in the EU, despite the fact that we want to form a super army and a post-national, basically a federation of states or something. We're not imperialistic when we try to tell other nations what to do on the internet and stuff like that. No imperialism here. And then Nazis, basically, the offshoot of the Russian conspiracy. Oh, now, literally everyone's a Nazi, but the thing is, most of the people that are being labeled Nazis, including myself, are not Nazis. We're libertarians or populists that we're tired of what's been going on in the Western world with globalism. Because it's fucking us over. Because it's fucking everyone in the world over. And what the left, the new left doesn't quite get it. The older left 10 years ago flung around the word global, you know, in the zeitgeist era. They flung the term globalism around as a stand-in for basically the banking heads, political elites, corporatists, and so forth, the post-one percenters, like the 1/1,000,000th of 1%ers that run everything in the world, and usually run it into the ground for everybody else. All of a sudden, a lot of them have embraced the idea that that's either an anti-Semitic term or a slap at like some racial minority or something. No, we're talking about people at the very top who control the power structures of the world. They tend to be dishonest because the sort of person that rises up the ranks to become a billionaire, they didn't get there usually by being nice. Usually they got there by killing people, by knocking people out of their way, by buying out competitors and putting them out on the streets. They're cutthroats. Now, that's not a terrible way to govern a business. If you're not willing to be a cutthroat, you probably shouldn't be in business. But that doesn't mean that these people are benevolent when they say, oh, yeah, we want global intervened-in trade. We'll call it free trade, even though it's quite literally the opposite. We want so-called capitalism, and we will also blame it for all of your problems, even though it's corporatism. It's a post-capitalistic oligarchic system that has nothing in common with it. This is the sort of bullshit we deal with. You don't need to be a Nazi or a Russian agent to disagree with that basic concept being exported to the entire world. Tommy Robinson conspiracy theory time, though. The Guardian comes out and is rambling about the alt-right, saying, oh, Tommy Robinson knew exactly what he was doing. He knows the optics of the situation. He's casting himself off as a victim. But he's not. These people aren't actually victims. I think he is. Look, this is about the judicial system of the UK. You can say all day, I've had person after person comes to me and says, you're wrong, Sticks. Tommy Robinson broke the law in the UK. Okay, yeah, granted, supposedly he broke the law. He's not supposed to film a trial venue or something. Who fucking cares? The law itself is moronic. It's a total muzzling of the free press. Look, if this were anyone else at any different trial, do you think that this would have happened? No, I don't think so. I think at worst, the police would have come on and said, oh, move along. Move along, ma'am. You're not allowed to come around here with that iPhone. That's what they would have done. They wouldn't have thrown him in jail, especially for 13 months. Then people are saying, well, he only got thrown in jail at all because he was already on a suspended sentence. So fucking what? Who cares? They knew who he was. That's why he's in a cell right now. Apparently, they canceled the visit with his family to move him somewhere else or something. They're thinking you're moving him to a prison where a bunch of people that were actually put in there to conspire to kill EDL members are actually held. That would be rather interesting. I think that might be a little bit problematic. I think that we need to keep up pressure on this. But it's literally a conspiracy theory. You're blaming the alt-right, again, the fundamental boogeyman of everything. You label, what they do is they simply label any dissident or person that they don't like as alt-right. They could be like a progressive. Oh no, they're really an alt-righter because they said this one thing 5 years ago that kind of sounds like something Richard Spencer said yesterday. And so they must be alt-right. And then what you end up with is some tabloid will take that lie and print it. Other groups, this is the whole point to begin with, will then use that as a source, and they can say, if you try to sue them, they say, we're not defaming you, we're getting it from someone else. From some site that's not even fully journalistic and therefore can't be sued. They'll just hide behind satire or something. That's the whole point. This is how the lamestream media shills. How it attacks the alt media continuously and never gets in trouble for it. You know, two can play at that game, by the way. It's just, it requires a slightly organized effort to do so. Anyway, these people don't have any trustworthiness. I think that more people are awake in Britain than you'd think. The thing is, they just don't dare to talk about it, which is much more dangerous than being directly suppressed and being sort of sheep. If the sheep can always wake up. Someone who knows what's going on and self-censors, it's much harder to convince them to speak out against injustice. You're getting graffiti now in the UK of Orwell was right. I saw that earlier too. Apparently that's appearing around different places in the UK. Good. Yeah, that's exactly, you know, I know you probably would get thrown in a jail cell for vandalism for that too, because that's a big crime. Not the crime of vandalism itself, but specifically what you said. How dare you disrespect the Queen by suggesting that she's standing by and doing nothing as her subjects suffer under the realm of tyranny that they currently live in. How dare you, good sir? But no, that's exactly what you should be doing. You know, let people know you live in a dystopia. Have them read. I'm surprised that the UK hasn't banned 1984 and Animal Farm and Brave New World. And Android's Dream of Electric Sheep and stuff like that. I'm surprised every dystopian novel hasn't already been banned in Wrong Thinkistan, because that's where you're living. But it's clearly wrong. They're saying, oh, Tommy Robinson knew what he was doing. He's evil. Basically, he has certain views, therefore, it doesn't matter. We're not even going to bother reporting on the fact that the legal system is straightly being abused to muzzle the press. We're not going to even mention the press ban, which isn't really even spoken of here. We're not going to talk about that, which is, I think, why more people were concerned. And then Streisand effect kicks in. It's like it didn't work anyway. It shows the ineptitude of the British legal system even more than its malevolence. That's what's happening here. You muzzled the press for several days to try to keep people from talking about a sensitive issue for no reason. There was no purpose behind it. It's nonsensical. And people on this side of the pond have to weigh in on behalf of people who should most rightfully be doing so because they actually have to live in the UK. Then we find out that the European Union is trying to muzzle the entire internet and prevent news links from being posted from European sources by European citizens. So you're trying to muzzle people even more over there. What the fuck is going on in Europe? Like Nigel Farage, wake up tomorrow and see the news, he's gonna have a stroke or something. He's gonna be like, what the fuck? Doesn't make any sense. No, but as far as Tommy Robinson, I still say free Tommy Robinson. Absolutely, he did nothing wrong. Well, he was reporting on a trial. Fucking who cares? You know, you're not going to get thrown in jail. Over here, you can do that. Over here, if you're doing that, you know what they do? The person who's going to be on trial, they put a piece of paper up in front of their face, or the lawyer will go like this to your camera so that you're not getting a clear shot of them. That's the way to handle it. Deal with it. You know, you don't even have the right to a fair trial. Just look at Tommy Robinson. Oh, he pled guilty, so it's okay. Well, yeah, okay, without a lawyer present, I wonder why. Because they're just frog marching him in there. Say, blah, 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 you did this, you did that, feel ashamed of yourself, you're breaching, you're suspended sentence. Oh, yeah, I kind of did that. Aha, okay, he pled guilty, off to the cells with you for 13 months. Yeah, so he's an evil super genius. He did it on purpose. Ooh, yeah, trust us. Yeah, on purpose, I'm going to get arrested for a significant length of time, probably thrown in prison with people that want to cut my throat to accomplish really absolutely nothing. That's basically what happened too. A lot of people will just say, well, he's a Nazi, so it's okay. They've got it in their heads that based on someone's ideology, they should be persecuted. Don't you know who you sound like? I'll give you a hint. It's not the classical liberals of old. I think that it's something a little bit more recent. I think it sounds reminiscent of something I read in a book once called Mein Kampf. Yeah, I think that therein lies your problem. You want to know who the Nazis are? Fucking buy a mirror. That's about all. Peace out.